Week 2 of the Ampharos Alley draft. It's Jwoodle versus myself. He leads with Aerodactyl and Hisuian Samurott, and I lead with Politoed and Archaludon. I get a pretty good read into his lead and pretty good position. So I kind of guessed that it was a Choice Scarf on the Hisuian Samurott. It's a rather slow Pokemon. This is close team sheet, so I had to make a read here. So I focused the Aerodactyl, knowing that it's most likely a Focus Sash. There's a Venusaur on the team, so I kind of thought that it was a Mega Venusaur over the Mega Aerodactyl. So we go to double this down here and get a speed lower, and I kind of thought that the Icy Wind would get like decent damage into the Venusaur. So I get the special attack boost here, and this sets me up for a pretty good mid-game, making my special attack hit harder. So we did lock in the Icy Wind here, so we will pick up the Aerodactyl. I feel like this puts me in pretty good position, but I did not like the damage that I got on Venusaur at all. It's a really bulky Venusaur. We get the Citrus Berry, recover a little bit above 50% here. The Frigoraph comes in, and so here I was kind of worried about the Frigoraph just kind of being able to add like double the amount of pressure. So I Electro Shot into the Frigoraph, and I go for a Helping Hand, I believe. Yeah, for the extra damage. So, like, we guarantee pick up Frigoraph here. In hindsight, I don't know what it does for me because, like, knowing that this is Mega Venu and I just kind of ignore it for a team kind of outpaces me. We did get the speed drop, and I know that I outspeed here, so I maybe should have went for damage just to see how much I get into it. He also goes for a Helping Hand on his Venusaur. The Electro Shock goes off. Like I said, I knew I was faster with the Icy Wind drop here. So we do go into the Frigoraph, I believe. And that should just be an OHKO. Yep. So, 2 Pokemon down here. I feel like I'm in a pretty good position. And then all of a sudden, that happens. I don't know if it's a high roll because that's a lot of damage. Even, I mean, for a Mega Venusaur, it could just be modest, but, like, that's a lot of damage. So we go into the Skarmory here because we need type advantage against the Venusaur, and this thing is starting to beat me down now. My Archaludon's gone. I thought I was in good position here, and he kind of just took out a powerhouse. So we go for the Drill Peck, and I think we lock in the Parasong here because I have 3 Pokemon to his 2. And I was like, 3 turns, you know, we can stall this out for 3 turns, right? I'll get the Drill Peck off this turn and kill the Venusaur was my thought. And then that happens. I don't even, like, I know it's a high chance for crit, but, like, now the Parasong just really does nothing for me here. Like, I should damage something. My really good positioning now feels really bad very quickly. I was up 3-2, and now I'm down 1-2, and the type matchup is not here for me. I have a Basculegion in the back against the Hisuian Samurott. Pretty much know how that goes. The fish can't do anything in this situation. It's just going to get Giga Drain. It's going to get Night Slash. It's dead. So, cut to the next one on that. GG's. So, going into game 2, obviously I have to adjust here. I decide to lead with Archaludon and Skarmory, thinking that he knows that my rain was really good, and I probably lean into that again. I feel like that Espartha makes a lot of sense because Venusaur is really strong, and Espartha can answer to that. Venusaur messed up a lot of my team. A lot of pressure going into game 2 to adjust and try to pull out a win here. Jwoodle leads with Hisuian, Samurott, and Ceruledge. I bring old Bridget and Skarmory. Terrible positioning up front, so I immediately have to go for a switch out. We do go for the Electro Shot, knowing that he most likely switches out into the Venusaur again. Kind of predicting that. He's faster than both my Mons, and it's not good positioning, so the flip turn probably comes out here. We go for the switch into Rain just to try to mitigate this damage from Bitter Blade. Flip turn does a lot of damage into me. Setting up the Rain for this thing is not a good idea because the Night Slashes just get high crits anyways. Setting up the Rain for it just gives it even more damage. It's a really hard matchup for my team. Into the Venu like we predicted. So the Will-O-Wisp here caught me off guard, but now thinking about it, Skarmory was on the field. If I would have stayed in, it kind of stops my Skarmory from being able to do anything to his Venusaur, so it was a good play. Electro Shot into the Venusaur, giving us a special attack boost. Doesn't do a lot of damage, but at least we get the special attack boost. That way we can start stacking for the late to mid game. So we go for the Protect on Bridget here. The Weather Ball into Ceruledge. We got to try to get rid of that thing. It kind of put us in a bad position here with our Steel types. I know, too, he's trying to stall out the Rain and get rid of my Politoed. Goes into the Mega Venu here. I feel like me playing a little too passive here and being afraid of that Earth Power, he read really well into that. I didn't attack with my Bridget, leaving me just this turn being way too passive and then losing my Politoed and allowing him to heal back up full health. At least an Electro Shot to get another special attack boost or something here would have been beneficial. With the special attack boost already, the Electro Shot into the Ceruledge probably would have killed, but he protected, so he wouldn't even have got the boost. Here, we go back into the Skarmory to get good position on the Venusaur. I really don't want my Espartha out in front of the Ceruledge because it can just basically OHKO me down to my item. Don't tell me I lock into that. Go back. Okay. I was going to say, keep stacking here. We need to stack up the special attack. We go for the Drill Peck into Venusaur. That's, I mean, that would make sense. This thing's such a threat. We have to figure out how to take this out in game 2. So Jwoodle goes for the switch in here to Aerodactyl. We go for Mega Skarmory on my side. We need the extra damage for this Drill Peck to pick up. And unfortunately lives on 7% health. So the Giga Drain into my Politoed, giving the health back and the Mega extra to bulk, really stopped me from picking up the kill there. The Electro Shot, now we were going into the Ceruledge, which would have picked up the Ceruledge anyways, but into a Aerodactyl, I mean, that thing's dead down to the Focus Sash. So I feel like I'm in a good position here. And this time around, the Archaludon lives the Earth Power, which is huge. The first time he must have had a high roll. I know it's modest at this point, killing in the first game. So living that there is huge. We get our leftovers recovery. I was going to say, I don't remember locking into Flash Cannon at all. I think, yeah, we go for another passive turn here and go for the Drill Peck into the Venusaur. Because I kind of predicted Tailwind here. So we get a Protect on the Venu. So another passive turn, nothing really happens. He does get the Tailwind. Leftovers recovery on Bridget. So here... Did I lock and protect again? What was I thinking? Listen, I was not locked in here. I go for a double protect on the Bridget, and it fails, unfortunately. The crazy thing is, either he predicted me to switch out here, he locked the Giga Drain into Skarmory, so I think he either predicted me to protect or something there. It works out in my favor. We get the Drill Peck into Venusaur, taking the Venusaur down, and our Caledon stays on the field for another turn, which is what I wanted. We unfortunately lose the rain here, and this kind of sucks. Losing the rain, I can't fire off the Electro Shots anymore. It kind of puts me in a really bad position. So we go for the Electro Shot here into the Ceruledge. After that many special attack boosts, if he doesn't take the Arcaludon off the field fast enough, that Ceruledge is dead. Skarmory avoids the Rock Slide here, which is huge. I don't think it picks up, but it does enough damage to put me pretty low. The Bitter Blade here just picks up my Skarmory, which Skarmory was a big threat here. The thing, in retrospect, watching the Arcaludon get left on the field is just wild. I get another Electro Shot off, and listen, the rain's not up. I just absorb electricity this turn, have to wait till next turn to even do anything. And I'm slower here. So this is where I start, like, I thought this was so readable to me, and I'm pretty much out of the fight here because I have to protect, and I almost forfeit because, you know, what do you do here? Like, I go for it, so I just do the double protect. I hope, you know. Oh, no, and Bridget. Did I lock into a move or did I protect her? No, I lock into a move, and Bridget lives. And the Ceruledge, the Bitter Blade goes into a Spartha. And the Electro Shot goes into Ceruledge. That picks up. That's an Oko. That's like 3 Electro Shot or 4 boosts. That's crazy. Wow, that's a huge turnaround. The turntables have turned. So I still have a trump card here too. This puts me in a really good spot. So right here I'm kind of realizing that I'm in a really good position. That he has 1 HP on the Aerodactyl, but I do have Dazzling Gleam on the Spartha, which is super effective into the Hisuian Samurott. Now, if the speed is fast enough, and it is, Spartha's faster. Down to 47, the Aerodactyl picks up. Night Slash into the Spartha, down to the Focus Sash, and that's my trump card. The game kind of rode on that, given the Electro Shot was going off. So the game was locked in. But he could Night Slash next turn. But the speed boost here, it allows me to go first. GG's to Jwoodle there. That was a close one. That game was a roller coaster. I did not expect to come back from that one. I think leaving the Archaludon out, though, he had to make some reads to get in the right position, but leaving the Archaludon out just allowed me to wrap that one up. So here, as you can tell in the last game in Game 3, I got really confident in the 4 that I ran the game there with, and I didn't really sit and think about this for very long. I locked in within the first 20 seconds. I think I got a little bit too overconfident in Espartha's abilities, even though it has a glaring weakness into like half the team. Alright, Game 3. The heat's on. So, I did not expect this lead at all. This catches me so off guard. Conkeldurr and Hisuian Samurott with the lead. Hisuian Samurott led most of the games. I kind of expected that. The Politoed and Skarmory here is not terrible, because I do have super effective damage into the Conkeldurr. The Conkeldurr really throws me off, and it kind of scares me, so I know I start putting and leaning in a lot of pressure into that. Let's see how he plays this out. So we go for Mega Skarmory here. The Conkeldurr protects. This is unfortunate because it's just another passive turn for me where not much is going to happen. The damage on these are just insane. Skarmory's defense is like base 140. Sharpness is wild. So the protect, the Weather Ball doesn't go into Conkeldurr, so we get no damage that turn. It's really passive. So here I start questioning, like, how do we... Samurott's an issue. I've got to figure out how to stop this thing. So Icy Wind is my only bet here. So I have to protect and get the Icy Wind to slow down the Hisuian Samurott so I can move first. Because otherwise, this thing's just going to sweep my team. Knowing the damage that it does into my Skarmory already, it's going to pick up the kill after that. And the Samurott avoids the Icy Wind. A moment of silence there. The Thunder Punch, too, is just so out of pocket. The closed team sheets here catches me off guard because that's just something... The Citrus Berries, like, doesn't even matter. Doesn't even matter in this point. The Thunder Punch is so much damage. I don't know how I'm going to recover from that. We go for the Weather Ball. Just Conkeldurr's slow. Hopefully we can get the Weather Ball off into it. I have to switch into Archaludon here because I know missing the Icy Wind, I'm just going to die to that. I have to try something. What? Bruh. Well, I think that's game. I don't know if there's any recovering from that. Mega Skarmory slower. It's just going to die. Bridget dies. Ah. He's got Mach Punch, too. I'm pretty sure this just picks up Bridget. I don't even know. There's just not... We just lose this. Oh, the Icy Wind miss in the crit. I can't catch a break this week. I don't think this one's meant to be. GG's Jwoodle. I'm really going to have to shift up my game plan coming into week 3.
I'm realizing that one of my opponents is watching my match now and knows some of my strong routes. So we got a Semi-Sage on the bench, and who else we got? We got a Hisuian Arcanine on the bench too, so we might have to switch things up a little bit and see what we can do next week, but we'll have to review the matchup and see what we can do. But Jordan here, he just ran this game 3, unfortunately. He adjusted really well. The Conkeldurr in the game 3 throwing me off like that. The Mach Punch hidden in the closed team sheets, not knowing that was there. It just positioned so well. I just forfeit here. Like I said, that game was toast. But tune in next week. We'll have our next matchup. Thanks for watching.